Yeah, so we are discussing the Linux basic commands. So what is that ls will do? What is that ls will do? So ls is going to like list the files. ls-al. So what are the list to the files, directories, their permissions, and like it's going to even like the permissions and even the hidden files, directories, all those we are going to get through ls-al. And what is that mkdir? Is going to create the directory. You can, if you want to create a new directory, we can use mkdir. cd is change directory. Okay, so then we can use rm or rm-rf like rm-rf. Then like what is the difference is rm is going to delete the files. rm-rf is going to display the folders also recursively also. Then what is rmdir? It's going to remove the directories. Then what is the meaning of touch? To create the files, we can use the touch. Even you can give the multiple files also. So we can give the multiple files also by using the touch. Okay, if you want to touch any new files like this, we can use. Say suppose you want to delete, say you can create a file. Okay, say touch new file dot txt. Okay, if you want to remove that file, rm new file dot txt. So now this I want to create in my directory. Okay, say I'll create one directory called lab practice. Okay, so then I need to move to that directory lab practice. Okay, so I move to lab practice. So now I have like in my local directory my new file dot test. I want to copy this one. So copy this. Like maybe what is the path we have? Copy source and destination. So what is that command cp is used? So what is the source path and the destination path you can use? So what is that meaning of source path and destination path? In our previous example, source path is new file dot test, but that path we need to give. Say assume in my home Ubuntu, if I have my new file dot text, then you need to tell me how I can copy is cp home Ubuntu new file dot text, and what is the destination? Home Ubuntu. In that I have created one more directory. What is the directory name? Lab practice. Say to that lab practice, I want to copy the file. Okay. Say, are you able to understand? Say in my home Ubuntu, I have new file dot text, but I created one more directory called lab practice. To the directory I have copied. Then if I go to, like as of now, already I'm in my home directory. Say here, what is this tilt symbol? What is the tilt symbol? So this is shortcut to represent our home directory. In the Ubuntu, what is our home directory? /home /Ubuntu. If it is Amazon Linux, what is our home directory? Okay, so our home directory is /home ec2-user is our home directory. So that means if I use cd like /home, if you go for present working directory, it displays /home Ubuntu or /home ec2-user. Then what is this meaning? So what is this meaning? So in my home directory, if it is Ubuntu, it's a Ubuntu mission. Okay, I need to redirect to in my home directory /home Ubuntu directory. I have like this path, complete path is right there. Instead of that, I can use my home directory /lab practice. So in this, I have created one file. Okay, how can I create? Touch second file dot text. Okay, if I want to remove that file, what I need to do? If I want to remove that file, I need to use rm second file dot text. So if I want to remove that file, I need to use the rm. Okay, say then currently I'm in which directory? I'm in this directory, home Ubuntu lab practice. Okay, so pwd will show that what is this cd dot dot cd space dot dot, what this command will do? Okay, so what this command will do? Cd space dot dot will redirect to so one directory backside. That means if you do the pwd, you'll come one directory backside. What is that meaning? So now you will come to the directory home Ubuntu itself, because previously you are in the lab practice. And if you want to delete that directory, then can you tell me the command? Now I'm in the home Ubuntu, right? I want to delete the directory called lab practice. Then what is that path? So what is the command? rm
dir.
Yeah, either rmdir I can use and lab practice. Otherwise, rm hyphen rf lab practice I can use. What is the difference between rm hyphen rf? So rm is for the only the files, but in order to delete the directory, we need to use rm hyphen rf. R means in the rm hyphen rf. What is that meaning?
Recursive.
Yeah, hyphen r is for recursively, and f is
Forcefully.
forcefully. Okay, so forcefully we are going to remove those files. Otherwise, we can use directory also. Okay, so then what is that for most of the commands? Uh, as of now, I'm in home Ubuntu, right? This is our by default our like home directory. That is the reason they have given the permissions for us. Okay, so mostly if you create any file or folder in the Linux, we are going to get 644 permissions. What is that meaning of 6 is? We are going to get the read permissions to whom? To the current user, Okay, to the group we are getting 4. Say read means 4, write means 2, execute is 1. Total is combination of, say if I give read, write, execute permissions, that is equal to 7. But as of now, we have given 6 means what permissions we are getting? What are the permissions we are getting here?
Read and write.
So read and write. Which permissions we are not getting?
Execute.
Execute permissions. If you want to give any execute permissions, say assume I created one script. Okay, I created one script called my shell dot sh. But by default, we'll get the permissions is by default we are going to get 644. That means if you execute that script, say suppose if you execute this sh that my shell dot sh, I'm going to execute that script, it won't execute because why that is not going to execute? Why is not going to execute is we don't have the permissions for those. If I want to give the execute permissions, then chmod, okay, so plus X you can give. What is that meaning of X is we are going to add execute permissions also. Chmod stands for change mode. Chmod stands for change mode. Chmod stands for the chmod, like change mode permissions we are going to get, and to that file we are going to give execute permissions we are going to give. Okay, say by default we have, and we are going to install a web server, right? What is the command we have installed? We'll come to the installation part later. Still we have more commands, and what the head and tail is doing. What is that head and tail commands is doing? Say head is going to display. If you give any file, first 10 lines it's going to display. If you want more, then you can use that number we can specify. Okay, say we can specify that in the n we are going to specify. Okay, what are the files we have, that's we are going to specify. Okay, then first 10 lines of the file you want to get, then we need to use the head. Last 10 lines if you want to get, last 10 lines you want to get, then
Tail.
tail is the command. Okay, so why we'll use the most of the times we'll use the tail. Say if you have any log file, most of the logs would be in the bottom of the file. Okay, so that means you no need to scroll the complete file. Directly you can enter. Directly you can enter the directly you can enter the
Tail command.
tail command. Okay, say I'll give one more assignment. Okay, so what is that is say here tail hyphen n 30, I can use my file dot txt, or maybe tail hyphen n 40 error.log file we have. So like this, I'm going to give the hyphen n and that number I'm going to specify. Okay, so then instead of this head, I can use head my file dot test. But what is my requirement is I have 1000 files, 1000 lines in my file. I want 60 to 100 lines in my file. What is that assignment did you get? I have 1000 lines, or I don't know how many lines also in my file. But what is the requirement? What is the requirement? I want to display the lines between 60 to 100
100.
lines. Okay, that is the assignment for you in the tomorrow class. Okay, then we can use the PWD. What is that PWD? What PWD will show? It shows the present working directory. Present working directory can be shown. Okay, so with the file. Okay, and what is that CP? So what is that CP? To copy the files from one directory to another directory. So to copy the files from one directory to another directory, we are going to use CP command. Okay, so there is one more is there. MV. So MV is used for two purpose. One is cut and paste. So CP is used for copy and paste, or MV we have one more purpose called as rename also. Okay, so MV have two purpose. One is to cut the
and paste.
files from one directory to another, or move the files from one directory to another files. and even rename of the files also. How it differ from CP? CP is to copy the files. When we are copying directories, we need to use the option. So we need to use the option like CP-R. If you are using a directory, then we need to use the option CP-R. So what is that meaning of CP-R? CP-R means copy recursively. All the files in the directory we can copy. By default, we can't copy directly the directory. Only the file can be copied. Okay, if you want to copy the directory also, then we need to use
CP-R.
CP-R, that source and destination we need to specify. Source and destination we need to specify. Okay, then we have one more important file command is there, cat. So what is the purpose of cat? So cat is a concatenate. Okay, so concatenate a file. So what is that? If you give any file name, say my file dot log, it need to print all those. So what is the primary display for us? So what is the primary display unit for us? Monitor is the primary display. That means it's going to, whatever the contents we have in that, it's going to display in or concatenate that into your monitor. That means in your monitor, it's going to display the contents of the file. So cat stands for concatenate. So cat stands for concatenate. Okay, then we have one more simple command, manual pages. Say if you want any help regarding the command, say I got a command like maybe say I got wget one command is there. I don't know about that command. Then you can get the help or manual pages regarding that command using using man. So what man is doing? What man is doing? So man stands for manual pages. So manual pages. Okay, if you want any help regarding those commands, you know the command, but you want to know the more information, options are available. Then for that we need to use okay, some man. What is the cat is doing?
Concatenate file.
So concatenate the files. Okay, whatever the file contents we have is going to display in the in the monitor. We are going to get that in the monitor. We are going to get those commands. Okay, and if you want to echo any file or any print kind of thing is echo. So whatever the contents you want to print it, those we can use in the echo. We are going to get it. Okay, so then we can use the editors we have. We'll discuss more on the editors also. Nano and VI or maybe Vim. Say in the Windows we have Notepad, WordPad like this. In the Linux, the editors we have is, so mostly we should be very familiar with the VI. Today open different files, and even we can create a file also with the VI. Say normally what we can do is I can create a file using a touch my file dot text, and I can open that file by using or edit. I can file myfile.txt. Okay, but instead of doing two commands directly, also you can create a file using VA itself. Using the VA itself, we can create. Okay, then I have a Linux instance. I want to know that IP address. Normally, if it is a Windows, the command is ipconfig. What is the command for Windows? ipconfig. In the Linux, we can get it through IP space addr or if config is the command. Ifconfig -a will display the command to get the IP address. Say either IP space addr is the command or ifconfig -a we are going to get the like which command you want to like which IP address you want to get it. And in the telnet, I want to check whether one server is listening or not, or I want to check the basic. I'll use the ping. So I'll ping that IP address. Say if I ping maybe www.gmail.com or google.com. So with that, if I got a response, what is that meaning is my Linux machine having an internet access. So mostly why I'm using Gmail is always it's maybe available for us. That is the reason I'm going to check it. Ping www.gmail.com. If I'm getting that response means so I have internet to my mission. And one server is listening or not based on the IP address, we can ping it. So based on the IP address, we can ping whether that server is pinging to us or not. Okay, so what is the purpose of ping? Say in the TCP IP network, okay, so whether that server is listening to us or not. Okay, so we can get it through ping. Okay, so test the network connectivity, all those also we are going to use. And if you want to download any files, okay, we can use the wget command. So wget to download any files. If you have any URL, normally we'll click download button in the Windows, then that file would be downloaded. That you have a path of source path that you want to download in the Linux, then that wget and that path we need to give. So then what's going to happen is it's going to download the files which you have. And if you see the history, say with the history, whatever the commands you have typed, all those are going to display. And with the who am I will display with the which user you have currently login. And if you want to get all the user details, then who is the command. Okay, so who am I will display who are the users have been displays. That's all we are going to get it. And the system information, kernel information, we can get it through uname-a. Say most of the system information we are going to get it through. Okay, say then like we have important monitoring kind of some of the commands also. I'll shell df, say df-ah or df-a is going to display the disk usage. Okay, so disk usage we are going to get it through. Okay, then we have one more du. Say du will display like what are the directory usage. In the directory, what are the files we have? All those we are going to get it through like du we are going to get it. And mostly the CPU utilization, all those we have the top is the command. And what are the process it is running, we can get it through ps. PS is also one of the command. And we can use the kill command also if you want to kill. Normally in the task manager, you can open a task and you can terminate the task like this. We can kill the process also by using the kill command. Okay, so then top PS, we have free and nice. These will display the monitoring information. So memory, sorry, not monitoring. It displays the memory information. What is the free memory we have, and what is the usage of the memory. All those is going to be displayed through the free is the command. Another command is nice is also is another command. Okay, so du, df, top, ps, and free, nice. So most of them, these all monitoring purpose we are going to use. Another basic monitoring command we are going to use is uptime is the command. So what is the command? Uptime. So uptime also displays as uptime also displays the like the basic monitoring, and from when the system is up and running, say yesterday night whether the system has rebooted or not, or when that for the past 7 days, is there any restarts are happen like this. If you want to get on a server, you can get the uptime. If that shows running for only for 24 hours means 24 hours back that server got a reboot. So mostly in the production servers, for 10 to 15 days or 15 days more also, the server would be keep on continuously running. So we shouldn't have any restarts. So we have a doubt whether that server is restarted or not. So we are going to get it through the uptime kind of command. Uptime is one of the command we are going to discuss. Then I'll come to the software installations. Previously, we used to install most of the packages through RPM hyphen IVH. We are going to get the RPM packages, and that package name we need to use. Okay, so that package name we are going to use, but now we no need to use the RPM. So we have apt or M. So these are the packages we are going to use. So then first we are going to use the sudo apt update. So why we are using sudo? Say here why we are using the sudo.
Super user to
A
get
super user do.
permission.
So as a super user do, we are going to do the permissions. Okay, and apt is our packager, and the update is going to collect all the packages, like all the repos is going to update. Then sudo apt install, like what is that package name you want to install, say suppose Apache 2 or Nginx, and if you don't want to prompt, then you can use the -y. Okay, so what are the commands you have got it? Those we can get it through. So we can get them through apt install, like which of the packages you want. So if you want to install Apache 2, that's we are going to get it through the apt. If we are using like maybe if you are using any of the packages in the Amazon Linux or Red Hat, then M is the packager. So then you need to use sudo yum update, then sudo yum install httpd -y we are going to install. Okay, then even you can use the update the package list or upgrade the package list, then update them. Then if you want to remove any package, okay, if you want to remove any package, sudo apt remove that package name you can use. So which of the package I want to remove? Okay, Apache 2 I want to remove. Okay, even we can use the purge also. So purge, if any configuration files also is can be removed. Okay, sudo apt purge Apache 2 you can use. So what is the difference between remove and purge? Remove is only will do the application uninstallation, whereas it may copy some configuration files on your mission, like maybe nginx.conf for Apache conf, all those folders and directories also it would be removed if you purge it. And whether that package has been installed or not, okay, about that package you want to use, then sudo apt to show we can use, or sudo apt to search we can use. These say show in your mission which of the packages have been installed, that we can get it. And once you've done all this cleaning or uninstallation, apt clean also you can perform. Should apt clean also. So auto clean also we can use, or clean option also we are going to use. In the same way, try to do the with the apt also, sir, with the M also. So like this, we need to install, say we have different packages like DNF is there, or Snap is also is there, just like apt or M. So we have DNF or Snap is also are the different packages we have. Then once you install the package, okay, so once you install the package, so we need to check the whether that service is running or not. Okay, so then sudo service, that package name, say Apache 2 status, we can get it. If that is not running, sudo service Apache 2 start, or maybe we can do the restart kind of thing. Okay, so then we can use the stop kind of command, reload kind of command also. Say restart, stop, reload, these kind of options we can use when you want to manage the services. Okay, then sudo systemctl enable Apache 2. What is the difference between service and systemctl is, in the subsequent logins also, that service want to start. If you use only with the service, in the next log on, there is no guarantee that service will start. Okay, instead of doing like this, we need to use so instead of doing like that, we need to use systemctl enable that Apache 2 we need to use. Okay, so then we need to go for chmod. For this also we need to go for sudo chmod, then into 777. As of now, I'm giving 777 to the var www html. What is this var www html is? Okay, say by default all our website static web content we need to store in var www html. So whatever the pages we kept in var www html, that content is going to copy. Okay, so then you want to copy the files from Windows to Linux, or vice versa. We need to use tools like WinSCP or FileZilla or QtFTP. Can you tell me the difference, like why we need to use the WinSCP or FileZilla or QtFTP? So why we need to use it?
To copy file.
Yeah, if you want to copy the files from
Windows to Linux.
so Windows to Linux, or
Linux to Windows.
yeah, Linux to Windows also. If you want to copy the files, vice versa also, we can use the FileZilla or WinSCP or QtFTP. Okay, so then if we want to copy files from one Linux mission to another mission, we need to use command scp. So what is the command? Okay, so scp is means for Linux to Linux, the command is scp source and remote mission, like where we need to copy. If you want to copy from Windows to Linux, You want to copy the files from Windows to Linux, then which command you need to use?
Use tools, right? Windows.
Yeah, WinSCP, those kind of tools. But you want to connect like a remote Linux mission from Windows. We need to use how we connect it to Linux mission.
T.
Yeah, putty kind of tools. Okay, so putty. Okay, so we can connect to Linux mission from another Linux mission using the command sh IP address. Then what it will do? It will prompt for the password. But as of now, we don't have the password, right? Then sh-i your keypair.pem, then username and that IP address we need to use. So what is that keypair? We have created a keypair, right? That keypair we need to use. Okay, then what is that username? Can you tell me the username? If it is that username, what we need to type? So username is, if it is Ubuntu is a username. Okay, if it is Amazon Linux, EC2 hyphen,
Easy to use.
EC2 user. That IP address is public IP or private IP?
Public IP.
Public IP. Even in putty also we are giving these three details itself. But instead of PEM, what we are giving?
CPK.
Yeah. So then can you tell me the difference between what is the command used for CP and SCP? What is the difference between CP and SCP? So CP and SCP. So we have two Linux commands, right? What is the purpose of those two?
CP is copy in the same.
Yes, in the same mission, if you want to copy from one directory to another or
Yeah.
one like in the same directory also, we can use the CP command. What is that SCP can be used?
Different machines to copy.
Yeah, so to copy from one source to another destination mission, we can copy. Then what is that SH and SCP? What is that purpose of SH command?
Is to connect
Yeah,
Linux.
from one Linux mission to, if you want to connect to another Linux mission, then we need to use sh command. So you want to connect from one Linux mission to another Linux mission, then we need to use the sh command. Okay. So you want to copy the files from one Linux mission to another Linux mission, SCP. Okay. And what is the difference between putty and WinSCP? So what is the difference between putty and WinSCP?
Putty is to connect to Linux. Yeah.
Windows to
Linux.
Linux. Windows to Linux. SCP?
Is
Sorry,
to transfer
WinSCP?
file.
WinSCP.
Is to transfer file. From
Yeah,
Windows to
it
Linux.
used to transfer the files from one Linux mission to one Linux mission to another Linux mission. We can copy the files using
From Windows to Linux, right?
Windows to Linux, WinSCP. Linux to Linux
WinSCP.
itself is SCP.
Yes.
Okay. And what is the purpose of wget? What is the purpose of wget? If you want to download any files from the internet using the Linux machine itself, we can use the wget. And what is the ping? Say in the network, one server is like listening to us or not, can be verified through.
Ping.
So ping is the command to verify whether that server, we know the IP address, whether that server is listening or not, we can get it through the ping. Okay, so 1 second. Yeah, hello. So ping, telnet, like this. In the next 2 days also, we'll discuss all these commands. I'll add more commands also. And you also come with more Linux commands. Almost we discussed 30 to 40 Linux commands right here. Okay, so like this, we need to get around minimum 100 to like 120 Linux commands every day. We need to practice. Okay, these all in the tomorrow. I'll show in the system. I'll show today. I don't have the access. I'll take one mission tomorrow, and I'll show all this. And meanwhile, I'll share some more videos also. I think already I shared Linux basics. All those you didn't go through those. So check those videos also. Please download the test file. Are able to download it?
Yes.
Please everyone download that. Okay, sure. So tomorrow I'll show all this. Meanwhile, connect to the instance. Windows also try to connect and try to come with Linux commands, basic commands, and important TCP ports also you try to come. What is that meaning of important TCP ports?